it gave me a lot of passion. You know what I mean? Seeing like everyone there, and we need CWL back. And I actually got a DM from Lamar. He's like, yo, what's good, teammate? I was like, oh, shit, what the heck? I was like, wait, did Lamar just DM me and say, yo, what's good, teammate? I was like, wait, hold on. So, like,
there's a narrative that exists about you that teams will get better once they drop you. It's kind of, people say it in like a comical way.
Yeah.
But it's been said so many times where I think fans start to believe it in some sense. How do you tackle it? What do you think about it? And just some thoughts.
So I was like having a bad week, had some bad moments come up. We got a little, me and Scrap got into it a little bit. We kind of had like slightly internal beef, and that definitely hurt the team a little bit, which now looking back at it, I wish it hurt me. You know what I mean? It definitely hurt me. It was like a stab in the chest. So I was like, damn, I know I'm capable and I could be up there winning with them.
You said you had internal beef with Scrap at the time. Is that all like settled and stuff now, or are you guys still beefing about something?
Honestly,
speaking of the reverse sweep, I have to cut you off a little bit, but like, what was it that made you guys not able to clutch up and like not close out a series? What do you think that was? That was so shocking to see you guys look so dominant for 2 and then just get ran through at the end.
I mean,
What do you think of that notion about you? You're the slow SMG or you do bait people?
So,
introducing one of the most controversial players in the game, one of the ones you hear about, and he's got the passion, man. Exclusive episode 13 featuring Standy.
Hi everyone.
Yo, man, what's going on?
Nothing much, just chilling, vibing. I mean, got a lot of rumors going around right now, a bunch of intel, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's start from the jump. I know everyone wants to talk about the juice, the new squad, everything else, but we could save that. That's the obvious stuff, right? Let's go back, though. If we go back, you still look 12, but like when you were when you were a kid and
Not
shit, like, where are you from, man?
So I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I grew up Pennsylvania, East Coast kid, all that good stuff. Lived there my whole life. So
Pennsylvania? How many brothers and sisters? What'd your fam do growing up? Like, what was the fam like growing up? What was the kind of the structure of everything?
So my parents are divorced, but I have a big family. I have 4 brothers and a sister. So I have a twin brother, actually, if you didn't know. Yeah.
Like same looks like you?
Yep. I'm older than him by like 8 minutes. But he's taller than me. We look a little alike, but we're fraternal. But I had a twin brother growing up, so like we were always like competing, fighting with each other, like trying to get good at video games. I used to play baseball when I was younger, so I grinded baseball and video games, all that good stuff.
Nice. So you and your brother kind of sparked that competitive competition with each other?
Yeah.
I mean, where is he? He's not a competitive gamer too?
Yeah, so he loves playing video games, and like he still supports me. I think he's back at home. He has a job right now, something with like trucking and unloading boxes, something like that. But I know he's doing well. I just talked to him recently, and I mean, he's always showing love. And matter of fact, this is crazy, but I actually have 2 younger brothers, and they're twins as well.
What?
It's like the odds of that happening are like so rare, but somehow it happened in my family.
Somebody gotta check in the diet of the
Yeah,
Mama Standy house. What's
I don't
going
know
on
what
in there,
she's
baby?
eating. I don't know what she's eating, man.
Literally. So you're growing up. You and your brother obviously have competitive spirit. You played baseball, so you were already playing sports.
Yeah.
Already in it.
Yeah.
What brought you along, or what made you discover Call of Duty and like gaming?
So I always had an Xbox 360. That's where it started. And I'd always play like video games with my friends from school, whether that was just like MLB, football, Madden, a bunch of sports games. And then my friends started to ask me like, yo, you have to get Call of Duty. You have to get Call of Duty. And at first my dad was against it because I was like 11 at the time or 12. And he was like, I don't know if we want him playing shooting games, that kind of stuff, because it was a little controversial at the time. And eventually when I turned 13, somewhere around my 13th birthday, he like got me and my brother the game, and that's kind of where it started. It's like Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1 so that was your first game?
Yeah.
And you were playing GBs off bat?
Nah. So I played just pubs for fun, and I'd always just level up my account to like level 55, try to get like the best stats as possible. I'd always try to get on like the leaderboard, like score per minute, high KD. And so I played for like a few years, and then actually my sister's friends, they're like 2 years older than me, and they told me about game battles essentially, and then I started watching like YouTube, following like big names like Nate Shot, Scump, like all those guys back in the day that were posting out YouTube videos. And then I just found a random friend in rank play, and then we're like, yo, you trying to play some duo GBs? And that's kind of how it started.
What game is that in?
AW.
So AW is your first competitive game technically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and this random ranked play kid decide that it's time to start running pockets.
I think I still have him on my Snapchat on this day. Like, he would call me sometimes, and we were just like the duo. Like, we'd FaceTime each other, just some random kid. He used to live in Florida. I mean,
have you ever met the kid?
Nah. We would just FaceTime. I knew how he looked. He would Snapchat me. I knew like a lot about him, but I'd never met him. But he stopped playing when he was like 17 or 18. I think he started selling drugs or something.
Jesus Christ.
He's a young...
Lock him in. That's a Florida man thing to do, though.
He's a Florida man. Yeah, definitely.
What do you think, just a separate thought, was he good enough, do you think, to, like, make it pro?
I don't know. Probably not, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I had to keep it a buck. But he was, like, really good, and he was just, like, a little crackhead, and we would just both be roasting each other, going hard, bringing the energy. But
that was just the homie right there.
Yeah, we were just trying to get, like, good GB records, because... we wanted to play wagers eventually.
Yeah.
Because you go from GBs to wagers. But I wasn't good enough to play wagers, so I was like, until I can play good enough in GBs, get like a 25-1 record, 25-2, then I'm like, okay, I'm good for the next stage, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you go from duos. When is your first stint in like a 4v4 setting? And then how does that lead to your first tournament and like into what we know of you now?
Yeah. Okay, so... I think I'll start. So in AW, obviously we play GBs. I made a Twitter account because that's kind of where you start. You make a Twitter, you get involved in the scene, and there was a clan named like Cloak. But I was tweeting out like looking for a team, and I was adding like FA, like Sean Abner, like all those like back in the day when everyone was like just at all these accounts.
I'm guilty too, bro. I did the same exact thing.
I wanted to get on a team bad. I didn't know how, and that was the best thing that I knew of. So I played with these guys. And we're all right, but we had scrim every day. I was like 15. I was still playing baseball, so I'd scrim after I got back from like baseball practice, kind of at the night. So I played with them, and then I kind of started reaching out to like the better teams I'd play, whether it's like a team that scrimmed us and they're really good. I'd be like, yo, you guys trying to play? And I'd kind of reaching out to friend groups, you know what I mean? Kind of get my name out there just through scrims. And we weren't very good at the time, but I did what I could. And I went from wagers to tournaments, and the 18+ rule came out, so I wasn't able to compete. So I played a lot of S&D tournaments. I won a few primes, like elites, like all that good stuff, like players. I played with Illy before. I played with like Tantric, Steve, like OG players. Baldy, if you remember him. Yeah. Utex. A bunch of like big name S&D players, Gorgo Knight.
So you kind of made it into the scene.
Yeah.
You made it into like the echelon of players that were actually kind of on top of the S&D scene.
It was Big Bobby Jinx, actually. This guy named Big Bobby Jinx. He kind of gave me my first shot. I was like 14, 15 at the time. And I was always playing against him in tournaments, and I was playing really well. And I was just with some of my other buddies. They're like my old school friends. And I was always playing well, but we were losing. And then one time he messaged me on Twitter like, yo, you trying to run this 2v2 one and done? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. So I'm like, oh, shit, like, I'm getting into the big dog. Like, this is the big dog S&D group. And I'm like 14, 15. Like, I'm still like a young kid. I had a really high-pitched voice. Like, if there's videos out there, you might be able to find one on YouTube.
You just squeaking along?
I was like, it was bad. Like, I was probably the most annoying kid you could probably find out there. But, so I joined this TeamSpeak, basically, because this is like, they were called, like, Terrorizing at the time. And I joined this TeamSpeak. And I'm like, what's up? And I start talking to all of them, and all of them just start laughing at me.
Like who's this young-ass fool in here, bro?
Who's this boy in here? Like, he is gunning us. And one of them were like, this is the kid that's shitting on us in tournaments, bro? And they're all laughing at me, and I'm like, oh, what is going on?
Yeah,
so I'm getting a little nervous and stuff, but I was like, nah, like, yeah, you guys are ass. Like, kind of buying into it. And we played the tournament. We got second, but that kind of just was the branch. It was like the tree, and then it branched out to everything else.
Yeah,
so
you got access to that TeamSpeak. Now you know these people.
Yeah.
Now you're like playing with a guy who's known, so now you're getting known.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of developed into that. So that's the S&D side. So you think without that S&D side, do you think you wouldn't have got noticed?
I think, yeah, honestly, I don't know, like, if it's, like, in these day and age, because, like, the S&D scene isn't as big. I think I probably would have ended up maybe getting noticed, but, like, the S&D scene was, like, a straight pillar, like, back in the day for, like, up-and-coming players, like, Simp, Abizi, like, a bunch of players in the league were really good at S&D. Dashy.
You said Illy already, too, yeah.
Yeah, Illy.
Yeah.
And they were, like, the final bosses, kind of like, the, like, the not 18, but you play S&D. Like, those are, like, the beast, you know what I mean? Like, I was definitely up there, too. Like, I was always challenging. We were playing against each other and with each other. And I also went to 2 locals when I was, like, 16. So
in the East Coast?
Yeah.
Did you go to NJ Rod and stuff?
NJ
or no?
Rod and Helix.
Okay. Did you win?
Yeah, I won 2 of them, and I got, like, second at 1, I believe.
Okay, so so more of a name is being made
Yeah.
here. So then I have actually one question before I ask about your first tournament, because this is a curious question I have. Do you think it's harder for a variant star to get good at S&D, or harder for an S&D star to get good at variant?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think S&D, if you can get really good at S&D, majority of the time I think it will transfer to respawn if you have, like, good gunny and smarts, because smarts is very important, but also it goes both ways. Like, I can see the argument for both. It depends on the kind of player, because I feel like in respawn you have, like, people with really good gunny out there, but they could go in S&D, you know, maybe not make as good as plays as they can, make the right moves, but S&D is more about, like, chess, and it's like small little pieces moving kind of. Where if you can, like, translate that mindset into respawn and variant, I feel like that's like the goal. Whereas in respawn you kind of just spawn up, you get a bunch of lives, you run over and over. Whereas, like, in S&D, it's like you got 1 life in that round. Like, you got to make it count. But if you can kind of transfer that mindset into, like, a respawn kind of idea, you know? Kind of get what I'm saying? I was kind of going on a tangent.
No, it answered the question, or no, it half answered the question.
Yeah.
But then, which one do you think is the easier transition?
Probably S&D to variant.
Okay, because most of those players you named, like, in my opinion as well, I would say the same. Because those players you named are now, like, the best players.
And at that time, S&D was the best thing to play for money. So, like, I feel like all the best players were playing S&D.
Yeah, because there's actually money involved within all this, like wages and everything like that. So you go from this, you go S&D scene, you win some locals, and now you find yourself at the apex of a major tournament, right? Going to the challenger side, the open bracket. What is your first tournament experience like, and what can you recall from that?
So my first event was in Black Ops 4.
Okay.
It was CWL Anaheim, and
you fucking traveled to this one. Holy shit.
Yeah, I traveled. It is my first team. I just turned 18. I had, like, 2 weeks of practice. A team scooped me up. It was, like, a top 16 team. It was me. I forget the roster exactly. I think it was me, like, Andrew Onyx, Neod, Ramby Bambi. You might know some.
Yeah. Andrew Onyx and Ramby Bambi for sure.
And we got, like, top 24 or something. Not the best, but it's kind of where I started. But right when I walked in, like, I fell in love. Like, that, it was like, yo, this is what it's like inside an actual event. Like, and it was like CWL. It was before CDL. Like, there are stands. Like, the Anaheim event was amazing. It was like, I just imagine it being it was like this big, giant event. And there's, like, palm trees outside, a big, giant walkway. And, like, everyone had their hotel rooms. People were, like, running around, having fun. And the pit was honestly great. It was my first kind of experience, but I was like, I want to play on the big stage, obviously. So that kind of, it gave me a lot of passion. You know what I mean? Seeing, like, everyone there. And we need CWL back.
When you're in your first event, were you, like, nervous? Or did you feel nervous being there or no?
Not really. I think it was more of just, like, excitement. Nervousness, kind of like I'm so excited, like I'm ready to play, to get at it, that I don't really think it was nervousness. It's probably just more of, like, an excitement that I try to, like, channel into.
I get you. Yeah. So you go from you get top 24, and I'm glad you didn't get discouraged, or else we probably wouldn't have you here today, right? So where do you feel like your big break moment came?
Definitely going into the after Black Ops 4, because I played at the end of the year, and going into MW, I was like, okay, like, this is it. Like, new game. I get to start variant from the start, because I didn't play Black Ops 4 for the whole year. I was playing S&D a lot. So I was like, okay, MW 2019, new year. Like, I'm going to get a new team. I'm going to get a new duo. And I started off with Dave Patty.
Oh,
Dave
shit.
Patty,
Okay.
because we played S&D at the time, and I was like, okay, like, we're going to rock it with Dave. And I was like, okay, he's a good duo to, like, start off with, try to get our names out there. And it was me, Dave, Zinx, Evasion, and Swirly. That was the team at the time.
What a squad.
Yeah, what a squad, honestly. And we played good in the first, like, 3 cups, and we took a felonies team at that time. We were like playing really good against them and frying them, so they picked up me and Dave, and then boom, we play for the whole year. I win a few Challenger Cups. I win Challenger Champs. So I was hoping like Challenger Champs would be like the breakthrough, kind of like, all right, like this guy's really good. But it was kind of COVID online, so people didn't see me play a lot on LAN. And then we go to Cold War, which is boom. So we're through all MW. We fried, played well, great moments, and then Cold War. I got picked up by Rokkr after frying in a Elite or a Challenger Cup.
What was that moment like, if you can go back and relive it in a sense? Like, what kind of validation did it give you? What was going through your mind? Was it expected? Was it unexpected? And, you know, what were your thoughts coming into, like, a Rokkr team?
Yeah, so at the time, I was ecstatic. It was like, we had COVID going on, so obviously everything was online. I was just so happy because we won the event, and like 2 hours later, I was just sitting there chilling, and I received a DM, right? So I was like checking my phone, and I actually got a DM from Lamar.
Okay.
Lamar actually, he's like, yo, what's good, teammate? I was like, oh shit, what the heck? I was like, wait, did Lamar just DM me and say, yo, what's good, teammate? I was like, wait, hold on. So like immediately I was like, oh my gosh, like I was just like so hyped, and it was like we were battling in this tournament. Like it was like 10 p.m. I think the Rokkr team at the time were out at dinner down here in like Dallas somewhere. And I was just so happy. I was like still sweating from winning because they were watching the match as I was playing. So like they must have had their eyes on me, and they just DM'd me, and I was just so happy. And like I had really long hair at the time, and I had to get a haircut and all this stuff, but I was just grinding. I knew I had it in me. So I was kind of just waiting until you get that opportunity, you know? You just got to keep going hard, going at it, and just putting in work every day. And I just kind of trusted myself. I was like, you know what? F everything else. I'm just going to grind, go hard, get my name out there, stay persistent, and it paid off for me. So that's when I kind of got my shot.
You know, that last kind of section of what you said makes me bring up this question of like, you see some challengers players that are struggling, trying to get into the league or get back into the league, however you want to say it, and you see some frustration, right?
Yeah.
You speak on how you just being persistent and continued, and did you find that frustration as well that first time around before you got in the league? And is it different than this time around trying to get back into the league?
Yeah. Okay. So right when I joined the league, I won probably like 6 challenger events, right? Like 6, they're online, but they're like challenger cups, and they were very important at the time. So we won the Challenger Cup, we won Challenger Champs, and that's when I was like, okay, like maybe I'll get picked up now because I won Challenger Champs. It was like the biggest event of the whole season.
Were you getting offers at the time? I'm curious.
No.
Okay.
But like I wasn't getting offers, so I was kind of surprised. I was thinking like, okay, I won like 6, 7 events. I did everything I could have done at all to like try to get my name out there. But, you know, it wasn't enough, and I think it honestly probably helped me, honestly, even more, like kind of battling out through that like frustration of like, I want to get picked up so bad, and I keep winning and it's not happening. Like that in my head just kept me like wanting to be like that fire inside of me. Like I have to be better. I have to be better. I have to be better until someone finally takes a shot on me. So like, I feel like it kind of prepared me in a sense because I didn't get picked up, and then a little bit into Cold War, I had a new team. We didn't play as well. We honestly had some shaky cups, like some shaky moments. We made a roster change. It was like me, Sib, Jimbo, and Dave, and then we won, and then boom, I get my shot. It kind of just came unexpected out of nowhere. But I kind of let it fire me, and I feel like when I did come into the league, I was like more than ready, kind of. Like I was like ready to show what I can bring to the table, like show what I can do, because I was like, they keep sleeping on me. And then when I got my shot, it's like, I can't let this, like, I can't miss. You know what I mean?
And then comparing that to the more recent time, right? So, Legion, you get dropped, you go into the pit. Was it the same feeling trying to get back into the league as it was then? Or is it more resentful, more frustration? Is it more frustrating, actually, trying to get back in than it is compared to first trying to get in?
I think like for pros that do drop down into challengers, like you can easily let that frustration get to you. Like honestly, like right when I get dropped from both my teams, honestly, like I was very frustrated. Like, and I mean, I even let out some tweets. I said some things, and it's just because the frustration, the moment definitely got to me. But I feel like you got to be very, you can handle it in different ways, you know, and. I knew I knew I was league potential and I'm league ready, and I know I could spawn in if a team wanted me. And going back down the pit was just like, it's another kick in the ass.
Yeah.
And it was definitely harder, but I had faith, because like every team you get knocked off, it's just like, is he gonna get another shot? Is he gonna get another shot? Like how many teams is he gonna join until, you know what I mean? Like you get what you want from him.
Right.
And it's honestly, it was very frustrating, but I just kind of stayed true and just, you know what, like if I want this, I got to keep pushing. Like I got to keep fighting. But it's definitely a little different, I feel, for like the pros that come down to challengers and try to like go back up again.
A little disheartening, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's like a setback. And obviously I feel like when pros do get dropped, there's definitely like some rumors that go around, like narratives, that kind of stuff. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it. And obviously as like coaches and teams, they're always kind of scouting and like looking for like, who's on the radar, who's frying right now, who can piece, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of narratives, rumors, and all that, and your tweets you brought up yourself, like some of the frustration that comes up when negative moments happen, you get dropped and such. There's a narrative that exists about you that teams will get better once they drop you. It's kind of, people say it in like a comical way.
Yeah.
But it's been said so many times where I think fans start to believe it in some sense. So like, you know, we talk about the Toronto team, you talk about this Legion team. Even I think was it the Rokkr team, I think even played a little bit better after two. So like, how do you address that? And I don't know if you want to go one by one. I don't know if you want how you want to address this exactly. But what do you think of that narrative, and how do you tackle it? What do you think about it, and just some thoughts?
So I mean, Rokkr was just after Vanguard. They made the new team, which was Bance, Afro, Cammy, and I think they had an all right year. But I mean, in my opinion, you can drop me, you can get better, but like what matters the most is winning, right? Like you want to win actual championships, you want to win actual like tournaments, you want to be up there in the standings. And the Rokkr team, we kind of had a rocky season in Vanguard, and we were good. I just think we had some like internal struggles with the way we played, and living in Minnesota, I guess, got to us a little bit with the cold weather. I think we were more fans of Dallas, and we just couldn't really get on the same page when we needed to in very important moments. So they just shocked the whole roster, which I was kind of hoping to stay, but I didn't. So it upset me a little bit, but I was still very positive, and I knew like hoping I can reach out to another team, and that's kind of led me to Ultra.
Yeah.
So.
And then, I think the Rokkr team is probably the least dramatic exit out of all of them.
It was like, okay, we're rebuilding the whole team. Like, it
you can't be that mad.
Yeah, I understand it.
You performed well that year.
Yeah.
You definitely performed pretty well that year. So your chances of continuing on your career are very high.
Yeah.
Then you get onto a Toronto Ultra roster that looks, unproven at the time, but looking back in hindsight, it was like a stacked roster.
Yeah,
right?
I think we were stacked.
Yeah, super stacked roster. Give me, your insight, hilarious. Your perspective on that
the
whole
Jamie Craven.
Literally, like that perspective on that time period. Being in Toronto with that team, with a bunch of young guys, and then eventually, obviously, exit. Like, what was it from your eyes?
So going to the Toronto Ultra, I was so happy to be on that team because I personally thought we were stacked and severely underrated, like in the off season a little bit when people were making the team ratings, and going into with that team. We were great. Like we were phenomenal in practice. We were frying people, and I was genuinely sitting there like, wow, like we're the best team in the game. Like we were frying in scrims. We looked good in like all of our online matches. I think me on the team, I think we were like 9-2, like online, or like 9-3 or something online for like the 2 stages that I did play. But on land, we kind of had some shaky moments. We didn't really perform we played all right at Major 1, but we got 4th. If I recall, and then at Major 2, I think we got 6th, and we didn't necessarily play as well as we could have. And in my opinion, I was just like, I want our S&D to be better. That was kind of like my main focus at the time, and it was the whole team's focus. And I I was just focusing on S&D, trying to get better at S&D, and I kind of had some out-of-game life issues kind of pop up, and I was kind of having like a bad like week or two, to be honest, and I might have been on Scrap a little bit, you know what I mean, talking to him, like making sure he's going hard, keep him accountable, you know, and I mean, and keep in mind, these are all great players. Like, I think they're all beasts, and rightfully so. They're showing it in the league right now. So I was like having a bad week, had some bad moments come up. Me and Scrap got into it a little bit. We kind of had like slightly internal beef, and that definitely hurt the team a little bit, which now looking back at it, I wish it didn't really happen, to be honest. I wish like could have just stayed away from that as much as possible.
Do you think if that week or so or internal beef didn't happen, that you guys would have, or you would have left the team?
No, I don't. Actually, I'm not positive. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're still talking about me in the backgrounds. Like, you know what I mean? Like the coach is saying they want to make a move, but I think that definitely like initiated it. And then going into a match against Boston that week, I probably made like 2-3 pretty like poor plays, to be honest, not really up to my standard, and I didn't play the best that series. Probably one of my worst series in the league, to be honest. I was kind of making some brain dead plays, but so then that kind of lead him into like, okay, like we should maybe make a roster change before it's too late. And looking back at it, I still thought we were dominant. Like, I don't know if I would still be on this team, like on the team then, but I still like had hopes that like we could have won an event or like done something, you know what I mean, special that year. And obviously they may disagree, people may disagree, but that's just coming from my general opinion, because like in practice and playing for the most part, like we were genuinely like really, really fucking good.
It's and then at that time you get dropped. You're out of the league for a little bit, right? What's going through your head as you see them begin to win?
Yeah.
Do you kind of understand at that point that this narrative is forming, or do you kind of just ignore it and be like, whatever?
I definitely ignored the narrative a little bit, and I was just kind of like a little bit resentful, obviously, because I was kind of like, damn, man, like I want to be up there winning.
Could have been
like,
us.
It could have been us. So it kind of like it hurt me. You know what I mean? It definitely hurt me. It was like a stab in the chest. So I was like, damn, I know I'm capable and I could be up there winning with them. So it definitely hurt me and made me definitely a little resentful. And, you know, I definitely probably went on Twitter and said a few things I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe coming out a little frustration, anger. And honestly, I kind of wanted to see them fail a little bit. Like, I was on the bench at the time, and I wanted to get back on the team. And I'm not sitting there, I said, preying on downfalls or anything. But, you know what I mean? Like,
you're trying to play.
Yeah, I want to play. And I'm sure that's, like, for everyone that wants to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of, if you want to get a shot, you kind of need to hope the team underperforms. But you also want the team to do well, obviously. And they're all great people, but
You said you had internal beef with Scrap at the time.
Yeah.
Is that all like settled and stuff now, or are you guys still beefing about something?
Nah, honestly, like,
I'll set up the boxing match right now, baby. You know, the CDL boxing. There's a lot of potential candidates right now, and Scrap got a few people to take care of. So y'all got internal beef still too?
Honestly, no, we haven't really talked since then, and I don't really know what he says about me, but I mean, the beef is done with me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't really think he cares about it that much anymore either.
It was just like y'all definitely really young at the time as well.
Yeah, and I mean, he's gonna have his own thoughts about me. I'm gonna have his own thoughts about him. But I mean, I think he's a beast, and you know what I mean. We had a little bit of discombobulation, but you know, I hope like everything's still all right. You know.
Hell yeah. Hey, then you fast forward, year ends. How does Legion come up? And I have to ask specifically about Legion because I've asked this before.
Yeah.
Not to you, but a different player.
Okay.
I asked Donnie actually.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to go from the top side of the league to an organization that seemingly, at least from our perception as fans and such, doesn't provide the right support for their team?
Yeah.
What is that like for you as a player mentally to go onto that team and realize maybe like what's going on with your career? And the other half of that simple is just like how did that team form and where did that come about?
Okay, so joining Legion, I was definitely a little skeptical at first, but I wanted to play. I knew I was still ready to play and league ready. So out of all the teams that hit me up, it was like LAG and Legion at the time. I was like, you know what, like I can possibly make a run with this Legion team. So I'm going to go into this Legion team, try to fry for the rest of the year, help us make champs, make something happen, and boom, like maybe I can join a better team, or like in the off season, maybe I can have something happen. And I joined, and we were honestly frying. Like, we were frying, but I got like a top 8, and we got like 2 top 8s, I think, at a LAN, and we didn't, or maybe 1 top 12, I don't know. But we didn't get enough points, but like, we're all right. Like, we were fighting Minnesota for that 8th spot, but joining the team, and like in Toronto, I had a facility, I had support. There was people helping me all around. Like, if you need help, you ask. They're there. You know what I mean? And it's definitely different being on Legion because you play online. There's no facility. It's kind of, I don't really know who runs the social media, but sometimes the social media, in my opinion, was a little questionable. I know last year they had the sick graphics in MW2 last year. They had sick graphics when they posted out game day, but the higher teams definitely have more of an advantage of like being together and being in person and playing with each other. Definitely, like, you know what I mean? You see everyone in person, it sets a standard. Like, if you want to talk about something, like, yo, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can handle it right there. And it's easy. And especially if you're going over VOD, you know, no one's looking at their phone. No one's doing anything, looking at something on their monitor.
There's accountability.
Yeah, and you see it. It's right in front of you.
So the difference between the two you think is massive?
Yeah, I think it's massive, personally. And especially, like, online, you know what I mean? You might be over the mic. Some people they say things they wouldn't in person. You know what I mean? Like, people get loud. People say stuff. And I mean, there's 100% an advantage.
Oh, you just that clear cut. Yeah, he's clear as day.
100% an advantage.
Okay. So then, you know, Legion team ends, right? It ends, and then you end up back on Legion.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Tell me about that. How did that happen twice?
Yeah. So going into the off season, I wanted. There we go. So going into the offseason, I was hoping to join like a different team. I was hoping to maybe get on like a team with a facility, maybe some support, like a supporting cast for the team. And so I was looking at like all my options. I was talking around to a few teams. Like, I was talking to Minnesota, for example. I know I had a call with Boston.
Okay.
And I talked with Legion. And from my idea, I was like, you know what? I want to get attached back on Legion. Because me and Dylan were talking a lot in the offseason. We're going to reunite, get back there. And Theory was like, hey, like, we'd love to have you again on the team and build a new team. So, it's fine. So we built the new team, and with the help of the coaches and everyone. And it's kind of just because I was like, okay, what's the best team I can make? And see all the options. Boston ended up not wanting me. I don't think Minnesota didn't go with me. So I was like, all right, let's go with Legion and build the best team possible and try to, like, you know what I mean, change the Legion narrative, change the name with attach.
Yeah.
And then kind of just led up to us getting reverse swept 3 times in the first major, kind of having a shaky LAN. We were all right on LAN. I think we got like top 8, not really that great.
Well, speaking of the reverse sweep, I have to cut you off a little bit, but like, what was it that made you guys not able to clutch up and like not close out a series? What do you think that was? That was so shocking to see you guys look so dominant for 2 and then just get ran through at the end.
I mean, I don't really know. Like, it's really hard to say. We would come out so hot, firing on all cylinders, and the next 3 maps it would just be like a blur. It'd be like, all right, we could have won the control. We lost the control. We were pretty bad at control, so it's like control is like a turning point game mode. So if someone wins a control, they just lead it to the fire. And then I personally think our S&D, like, we had some pretty bad like map 5 chokes that could have been very winnable. Or like some maps, those last 3 maps, every time there's always like 2 maps that we choked bad that we should have won. And then we'd rewatch, and there'd be like just a multiple, like many mistakes we'd make. And sometimes we'd chalk it up to like 1 or 2 mistakes, but I feel like there's like a lot of like a few mistakes we were making like often on the map, to be honest, and it was just kind of leading us to these losses. And
losses like that, not only like, I feel like they damage a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could even I could even mention like the Rokkr recently. They get that control loss to Optic, right? And then
that would hurt.
You lose that series, and all of a sudden you just feel different. That's one of those series where you just feel differently.
It just like that. They hit, honestly. And I mean, even to bring up like, I mean, now they got Purj on a sub too. So like at the time, like Purj running AR, he wasn't really performing that great in my opinion, and he knows that. I'm sure everyone noted. Everyone was on his ass. But, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't in his most comfortable role, I guess, I assume. So, moving him to the second sub, I mean, he has been playing way better this last stage. So, I'm happy for him, honestly. And just the team is just got reverse swept 3 times. Something has to change. And I was kind of, I guess, coming back from the event, I was being a little bit of a, I was kind of definitely being a little aggressive with him, I think, with the way I was criticizing.
Just wanting change, huh?
And wanting, yeah, I just kind of wanted change. I wanted something different. Like, you know what I mean? I want this. Like, I want to win. Like, we're trying to change around, like, everything. Legion, we're trying to win. And it just kind of fell apart from there. We scrimmed Gio in FaZe Black and the boys, and Gio was having a field day. Like, this kid was shooting. And he's been playing pretty good in the league right now, too, so you see it. And right when we scrimmed them, like, in my head, I was kind of thinking, like, Gio's nasty. Our flex isn't playing too well. So I was thinking at the time, like, oh, maybe we can slot Gio in. But I think with coming back from the event, and the team really invested into Purj too. So
so you're saying you brought up the idea of bringing in Gio?
I didn't really bring it up. I'm sure that the coaches were already probably looking at him, if I had to assume, but they just didn't tell me. I'd assume. But I texted Attach, was like, yo, Gio's kind of nasty. We should maybe get him. Like, we should pick him up. And then it kind of turned into this, like, oh, we don't know what we're doing now. And then, like, 3 hours later, it's like, oh, we could be picking up Gio and dropping you or Evan, is, like, kind of what Dylan was telling me. I was like, oh, damn. Like, I didn't think this was going to happen. Like, it's kind of far-fetched. And, like, those last 2 days, I was definitely being more of, like, aggressive in scrims, a little bit more, like, kind of, like, pushing for change, like, kind of pushing for something, like, and kind of maybe taking out my frustrations in a way I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But it's all just coming from, like, this, like, a passion inside of me, kind of just, like, fire lighting up. And it ultimately led in me being dropped. And, you know, it is what it is. It happens. But I'm definitely frustrated about it. But, you know, we're back.
You definitely are back. But, you know, you speak on the one connection, common denominator between, let's say, the Toronto time and this recent Legion time that you make is that it's like a frustration towards the end that then leads to you getting dropped and then frustration coming out of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to ask, like, personally, on a personal level, do you now look at it and understand that, like, it is impactful, like how those last moments can really impact your career?
Yeah.
Or is that something ahead you're gonna kind of like focus on, I guess? Yeah.
100%. I mean, I've been at, like, the top before.
Yeah.
I've been at the lowest. I've been back in the pit, and there's definitely common denominators. It's definitely just my frustrations getting the best of me, and because I kind of feel like I know my own value, and I try to, like, you know what I mean? I think I'm really good, and obviously, but I don't want to, like, let the ego talk or everything. It's definitely, like, frustration, so I'm definitely going to view things differently. Like, sometimes you're going to have struggles, sometimes you're going to have your highs, but it's all about, like, perspective in a sense. And, like, the way you view it, and just, you know what I mean? If you get mad right away, sometimes it's better just, you know what I mean? Go outside, take a deep breath.
Touch grass.
Relax, you know what I mean? Like, yo, chill. I'm playing Call of Duty for a living. Like, we're having a great time. Like, we're surrounded by a great community, you know what I mean? Like, take a step back for a second and kind of just
readjust.
You're a competitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think one other narrative of yours that I just wanted to, gameplay-wise, actually, though, that I think about you it's really, I think early in your career, I say you're guilty of it, so you correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think you're guilty of it early in your career, of being slow and or a baiter.
Okay. So
when you hear that, what do you think of that notion about you? You're the slow SMG or you do bait people?
So, in my opinion, I think when I was younger, I definitely baited a little bit more. Sometimes when I shouldn't have. But I also played a lot of, like, in quarter, for example, if you go back and, like, I played a lot of good spots where I was, like, guaranteeing my kill. I was playing off someone, playing in a kind of a corner cruddy spot. But over the years, I've kind of tried to adjust my play style and, like, just listen to what other people have to say. And I've been, like, really focusing on that. At least this year going into Vegas, like, that was, like, one of my, like, number 1, number 2 things as a player. Like, I'm trying to focus on, like, I want to make sure, you know, I'm making the team easier for my teammates, making the game easier for my teammates, of course. and I'm just like flowing on the map. You know what I mean? Talking with the boys, going out when I need to, and just being like more selfless when I can. And I feel like a lot of people still kind of have that narrative, but like this year I really kind of took in like rewatching some matches, rewatching moments, and I feel like I have a lot of moments where like I'm being selfless, I'm hopping on the point, like I'm helping the team, I'm trying to like hit an early route, and I feel like I've definitely changed that side of me a little. Maybe not to the best of my abilities, but personally I feel like I'm a lot faster than people give me credit for. I feel like I'm fast to get to my spots, but then when I get to my spot, like maybe I slow down a little bit, and hence why people think it's like I'm more of a slower sub. But also I'm just, you know what I mean, like what the team wants me to do, I'm spawning in, I'm trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like if the team wants me to be slow here, if the team wants me to be faster, if this is like the game plan and what we agreed upon, or like I want to play this spot, like I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to follow the game plan. I'm going to try to do what I have to do. So some teams wanted me to be slower. Like on Ultra, they kind of wanted me to be a slower kind of player. Like I 100% had my opportunities to go fast, but they kind of wanted me to be like slower, kind of take bomb and S&D, soak the hill, you know what I mean? And I mean, in Cold War, I thought I was pretty quick for the most part, but I've definitely changed that style of my gameplay. And I promise, like, if you watch maybe some future matches or anything from now, watch my gameplay, I feel like if you watched, you would notice that. You'd notice that it changed.
I think so. I mean, like, speaking on the future, right now, Minnesota Rokkr, you make a triumphant return, all of a sudden, back from the ashes. You get the call, looking like, you know, you. How do you feel? What do you think the duo of you and Tom Lins is gonna be like a Standy Lins duo? What do you think about Tom as a player, and what do you expect from you guys kind of coming together?
Bro, I think we're gonna be annoying as ever can be on the map. We're gonna be annoying. Like people are gonna be like, bro, what are they doing? Like, dude, Lins is over here in a corner, then I have Standy shooting me here. Like, I feel like we're gonna be ratty, and as long as we can get that pace of just like when to go, when to slow down, and playing off each other in trade. And I kind of want to, you know, let that initiative and kind of let Tom go out and do his thing. I want to be more of like a supporting cast for him and help him like get his moments to go out there and fry too. Because I think he could have definitely I think he can definitely be faster on the map and improve as a player as well. But I mean, I'm like ecstatic for Tom as well. Like he's an absolute beast. He's finessey. He's got the gunny. He's flashy with it. He's ratty. He's like all you can want from a sub, and he gets his kills. So that I'm excited for Tom. We you know, no, I'm just kidding. Is that bad?
No, that's hilarious, bro. Either way, that you hit a good wee, bro. And then, I mean, I'm gonna say kind of a interesting question about yourself, like a self-reflection, right? What do you think is we'll start with your best asset as a player?
I think my best asset as a player.
This is some self-gas, some self-love right now, you know?
I think I'm not afraid to make a play. I feel like I'm not afraid to make a play. I'm not afraid to go out there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes when I'm frying, it's because like I'm being fearless, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I'm pushing, and also I just feel like my passion. Like I'm gonna be there. You know I'm gonna be going hard. You know I'm gonna be bringing stuff back to the table. I'm gonna want to watch VOD with you. I'm gonna want to talk about stuff. So I feel like you're always gonna get that out of me, and I feel like that's like one of my best assets. And also just, you know what I mean? I personally feel like I'm easy to work with. I don't know if the narratives in the past, I feel like if you do talk to like older teammates, obviously they might have their thoughts about my moments. Maybe I threw a hissy fit here and there, but I feel like for the most part, like I'm easy to talk to. I'm easy to work with. Like I'm easy going. So.
And then devil's advocate is, what do you think is your worst trait as a player?
I think at times I can definitely be more thoughtful of like other people's like how they view a situation or how like their thoughts on something. And because sometimes I can be a little combatant. I feel like sometimes like if you tell me a play or if I think a certain way about a play, like I want you to bring me back a good reason. You know what I mean? Like show me why you think this way, or like so
Prove
I can
me
understand
wrong.
it. Yeah, and that just helps me understand the best. So I think, but it's kind of a double-edged sword at times. Kind of like same with my passion. Like if we're frying or if things get really bad, maybe I get like frustrated.
Yeah.
And I might let it out. But if things are really good, I don't want to get too excited and get like over ahead of myself. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of just like that balance.
Leveling it out.
Yeah.
I get you. And then I can't get you on the pod without asking about your super fans. So like, when it comes to like the Shaw Madrids and some of these profiles that have your face as their profile face, what do you think about all that? Like I think out of anyone in the league, maybe except for like a Scump.
Yeah.
Or like anyone on Optic. Like, remove Optic and remove FaZe. You definitely have the most super fans.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my fans out there, like, you guys are insane. I love you guys for supporting me, and you guys are hilarious. Like, some of the stuff I see on Twitter, some of the pictures, the videos, it's absolutely hilarious. You guys are always showing love. You're always giving me gas. And
how much are you paying these people, bro? Like, what did you have a fan club or something? Like,
I don't know.
How did it pop up? Like, when did this just like pop up as a thing?
I just randomly opened Twitter and I'm like, oh, my face is his profile pic. I guess that's funny. Like, I guess that's cool. And they just became fans of me. So, I mean, honestly, shout out all of them. But listen, if we're getting controversial, anyone's getting controversial, just because it's a picture of me, it's not me. You know what I'm trying to say here?
Clarify. I'm letting you have your moment. Look at the camera. You say what you gotta say.
You had people roasting me. Shaw will get into this controversial moment. People will roast him, but they're roasting his looks, and it's me as his profile pic. They're like, look at this guy. This guy's an idiot. This guy looks like a loser nerd. I'm like, little do they know that's me. And Shaw's the one saying it. But I mean, honestly, I love it. Like, it's entertaining. It makes me smile every day. Like, the support is great.
Yeah, bro. No, that's the comedy. I feel like, dude, your super fans are just like unreal. And yeah, Shaw Madrid himself, just love him or hate him. I gotta
shout him out, bro. Love him or hate him. Like, he's gonna annoy the fuck out of you sometimes, but you're also gonna love him sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's looking out. Going ahead, you know, this Rokkr squad is ready to go. You guys look pretty locked. Team looks really good. Looks good at S&D. Generally, going into this year, what are your goals for the rest of this year?
I think definitely just to win. I think we have all the pieces and all, like, what we need to try to battle the top four is kind of like my opinion, because I think the top four are obviously, like, clear-cut best teams right now. Then you kind of got, like, 5th through 8th battling, then you got, like, 8th through 12th. I think, obviously, the goal is to, like, at least solidify ourselves as, like, the 5th best team first, like, take it slow. And then just have a few good stages, have a good major, and hopefully, like, end the year with the championship or just win a major. So, like, I feel like just
kind of get a set out that way.
Yeah, I feel like I think we have the pieces to win. So as long as we go hard every day and give it our all, I think it's definitely in the realm of possibilities.
Love that. So instead of Twitter or Reddit questions, I do have a series of random questions that I've saved, and I'm gonna ask the boy Standy. Shad, I know you're gonna be eating these up, so this is for you. What hair product do you use?
I do not know what it's called, but it's a pomade. It's like a matte pomade, and usually when I shower, I just put a little bit in my hair every day.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Is the long hair gonna? You mentioned your long hair. Is it gonna come back?
Yeah, it's coming back for sure.
You think you're gonna bring it back?
I'm definitely gonna let it grow out longer, maybe get a little bit curlier, but I'm gonna keep the side short.
Oh, okay, but let the top go.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect. Typical. You be on your TikTok haircut shit.
Yeah.
I like that, bro. Okay. What size shoe are you, and what's your favorite pair of shoes?
I'm a size 9. And I think my favorite pair of shoes, I mean, honestly, my Air Maxes. Like, Air Maxes or NMDs. They're just, like, something comfy, go to. You know what I mean? You're going to wear them. I'm going to wear these probably, like, majority of my life. So.
Specific colorway, all whites, basically?
White, yeah.
Okay. Favorite fast food?
McDonald's.
Number 1? Wait, how about this? Give me...
McDonald's is the go-to.
Give me Standy's top 3 fast food places.
All right. We're going to go McDonald's, number 1. You know, they just got a good menu, great fast food.
Okay.
In-N-Out. I don't eat In-N-Out that much, but when I do eat it, it's always hitting.
Okay.
And last, Five Guys.
Okay.
I love my burgers, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a bad list. Like, what's his name? Zinni gave me Burger King in his top 3, and I lost composure.
Burger King?
Dude, that's what I had. Bro, he hit me with Burger King.
That's crazy.
He's like, it's the most underrated. I said, bro, shut the... I was like, get the fuck out of here with your Burger King. So, thank you for a respectable list, Standy. You got, I know you're a reliable guy if it ever comes to food. Who's your favorite esports player ever?
Probably Scump.
Yeah?
I'd have to go Scump.
Scum?
Soji.
Very simple. What would be your other gamer tag in an alternate life?
Ooh. Maybe City.
Wait, C-I-T-Y? City?
S-I-T-T-Y. Like,
S-I-T-T-Y. City? Why
like,
that?
Because Standy City.
Oh, my.
Like alternate unit.
Get-
I know that was cringe.
Nah. Eli, get the fuck out, dog. Take a lap,
my
bro.
bad.
No. Dude, that's insane. Okay. City. Oh, my God. I'm clowning. I clowned myself for not understanding it, but, bro, that was cringe. Holy fuck. All right. Bet. Oh, my God.
Nah, it actually would not be City.
No. What? Okay, wait. Favorite sports team? Or what's your favorite sport to watch? Football, and then what's your favorite sports team?
Probably Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, you're one of them's, bro, with all like the
Yeah.
Cap and TJ and all these guys. At least you don't put it on Twitter all day and just be blowing up my TL talking about.
I'm not that big of a fan of football, but
That's your number one.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
like the
Fair enough.
Phillies.
But basically all the Philly teams essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Where I grew up.
Right. Okay. Who are your favorite Twitch streamers?
I've been watching a lot of Nade Shot recently. Nade Shot's a good shout.
Mhm.
Sometimes I watch Valorant. I watch Som. His
Mhm.
name's Som CS. Those are probably my top two right now. I'd
Okay.
say.
I would ask for your favorite e-girl, but I can't ask you that. I know you got a girl.
Favorite e-girl.
I know I can't ask that to
That's
you.
crazy.
But I mean, I can answer if you want me to. Shit, you know, like I'm not. You say it's crazy. I don't think it's that crazy. Favorite YouTubers. If you watch YouTube like that.
What's his name? He does like informative videos. He's like an older dude. He does podcasts. It's not Joe Rogan, but it's another guy. I can't remember his
Lex
name.
Friedman. He's like a buzz cut,
Yeah. He has a buzz cut.
and he wears a suit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
a beard.
No beard. Oh, wait.
Alex.
Oh, Alex Huberman.
Yeah, Alex Huberman.
Yeah.
that's who it is.
That guy
I
always
watch
takes like
Alex
psychology
Huberman.
and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I like to watch his videos, and I'm just scrolling through like random COD videos, maybe Valorant videos.
And then randomly just have super
Yeah.
introspective, deep
Yeah,
video
and
about
then
like
randomly
fix your life this way. You're like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, back to COD. Yeah.
exactly. I find myself down the rabbit hole, and I'm in there for like an hour.
That's sick. I watch this stuff too, so perfect. Okay, and then this is one. Send out a 1v1 $1,000 challenge to anyone.
Ooh, to anyone.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Look in the camera and say who you're gonna 1v1 in COD for $1,000.
Yo, I'm 1v1 in Attach.
Oh shit.
I know I'm getting that money, bro.
Oh shit. That was one where it's not so wild that this could actually. I'm gonna have to set this up.
Yeah, but 1v1, dude, Dylan is comedy, bro.
The $1,000 to charity. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen, bro.
100%.
All right. Those are the randoms. Now we're gonna get to the exclusive final questions based on James Lipton's questions from inside the Actor Studio. I love the guy, so I feel he passed away. Carry on his legacy. So, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Eli, what's your last name?
Bence.
Bence?
Bence.
Mr. Eli Standy Bence.
Hello.
What is your favorite word?
I've never really thought about my favorite word before. Spectacular. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
What is your least favorite word?
Probably poop. Like P.O., like just poop.
Yeah, sounds kind of bland. Sounds kind of whack, actually. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Seeing one of my teammates rotate early. That shit gets me going, bro.
Love that. Okay. What turns you off in the same way?
Seeing one of my teammates hit scrap.
Oh, God.
No.
What is your favorite curse word?
Probably just shit.
Okay.
Fucking shitter. Like, you can just add shit to it. You can say oh, yeah, that shit over there. Oh, that.
Yeah.
You can just say it a lot.
It's versatile.
Yeah.
Love that. What sound or noise do you love?
Probably just music. Just general, just music.
Okay. What sound or noise do you hate?
Ooh, probably like the super loud thunder at night. Like you're sitting in your room and the thunder is just super loud. It's just like outside just sounds windy. Like there's so much going on. Or like the high pitched noises. Oh wait, sounds you. Oh wait, I got a good one.
Go.
The fork scrapping or like the chalkboard sound.
Oh, that's like the most traditional
Okay, everyone
one.
goes with that
Yeah,
one?
that's the cliche one. But it's true. They suck. That's
Yeah.
why they work. But I think, funny enough, maybe I'm a psychopath here. But if I hear thunder and wind outside, I think
Yeah.
that's the most pleasant sound.
Like sometimes at night when like rain's going, I think it's pretty pleasant.
Rain. It can be rain, wind, and thunder, and I still think it's pleasant. Which is
Okay.
the additions of it are still nice to me.
I can gotta get like the calm feeling.
Yeah. Because outside's wild, but in my room is chill.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I feel like being like an FBI agent or like a CIA agent would be pretty damn cool. You know what I mean? Like being like a young FBI agent or CIA agent, like kind of.
They could literally hide you in between like 2 trees.
Yeah, like no, you're not even gonna know I'm there. Like I'm just throwing shimmies, like yo, let's find this guy.
It's like that. Okay, tactical. So something just more involved than that way. I get you. What profession would you not like to do?
Plumbing's. I gotta respect people who do like plumbing and stuff. Like I gotta respect that. Or like people who like clean like the just like toilets and stuff like that.
Like specifically people like sewer workers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
sewer workers. Like I respect people who do that because like it's gotta smell like shit.
Yeah. Gotta smell like poop.
Yeah, it gotta smell like poop.
Okay. Final question. Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
It was a great conversation. I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. Happy. Thanks for having me.
Excited for you to be on Rokkr and make some noise and solidify your spot and come back on him, and hopefully I'll say it for you so you don't have to be the one who gets in trouble for saying it. Shit on Legion.
Absolutely.
I hope that happens. But for now, let's close out with this question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Just be like, yo, like, hi, Eli. Just say like, hi, like, what's up? Just talk to me. Or I'd ask him like, just say hi, like, just talk to me. I don't know. I don't like what. Do you want him to say like what I want him to say to me? Like you've been good or like you've been bad or like.
What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? That's the
Welcome
question.
to heaven.
Welcome to heaven.
Yeah.
Just like that. Hey guys. From Stocksmen and Standy, we're out.